Okay, so your first card that fell out was Justice. Here's your second card, King of Pentacles reversed. And interestingly enough, during these readings, I haven't been getting a lot of kings. I've been getting nothing but knights and maybe a few queens. This is Page of Pentacles. Now remember, pentacles represent earth. This is Eight of Wands reversed. A slowdown. Wands represent speed. They're very fiery. It's a very quick energy. And usually this means something happening quickly or a message arriving. You see the arrows are heading toward a particular destination. Well, this is reversed, so maybe that destination will be out of reach. This is Nine of Wands reversed. Interesting how Pentacles and Wands have become very relevant for you. I have a Seven of Pentacles. This also showed up for a couple of other readings as well. A delay, emotional attachment, waiting for something that you're emotionally attached to. Okay. I have an Eight of Pentacles reversed. So Pentacles in every single sign so far that I've done for Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Pentacles have been very, very dominant in your readings. This is a King of Swords. And this is upright. So you have two kings. Okay. And then this last card before the main reading, you have a Queen of Cups reversed. And that is you, Cancer. Cups are your energy. Okay. All right, so I will pull the outcome card after the main reading. What I've noticed here, one, you have two kings. Kings represent ruling. It's the mastery. You're dominating. It's the energy of dominating. So when we have pentacles, a King of Pentacles dominates prosperity. He rules. He has gained prosperity. But when this is in reverse, it could mean a king using his power. Kings have power, and it means that they're using their power in the wrong way, or their natural abilities have been reversed. The King of Pentacles is usually a very wise businessman, very wise with money, very logical and practical. So when this is in reverse, it means that maybe there's a situation, you're in a situation where one, the managing of money, because pentacles are associated with coins, is there's a mismanagement of money, an abuse of power, but it can also mean someone who's not being very practical, who's being very irrational. Okay? And it can also represent someone who is just very, very weak with no discipline. And maybe the situation has a lack of discipline or structure or order. And then you go to another King of Swords. This is a person who's very wise. Swords are the air energy, the thinking energy, the intellect, making wise decisions. So, and this is in your future. And it's interesting that this King of Swords is next to this Queen of Cups reversed. And so maybe there's an issue here in the future that will be happening with this King of Swords, especially seeing that these pentacles, this Eight of Pentacles, is reversed. All right, as far as major arcana, that Justice card, and it's the only major arcana card you have. So this is about fairness, equality, and the pentacles seem to be very relevant. You have four of them here. So we go from this irrational King of Pentacles to this Page of Pentacles. This person who might be bringing a message of truth, reality. I call it the reality check card. but it's also about being grounded and stable as well. It's not just about messages. A page is someone who can be very young. And so this can represent learning about a situation. You're not the king. The kings are usually the oldest and wisest. The pages are usually the youngest and inexperienced. So we go from all this misdirected power and wisdom, and then we go down to this Page of Pentacles. It seems to be sort of like a demotion of some sort. We go from a king to a page. And maybe this situation with justice and fairness is knocking the king down a peg or two, to where we don't really know. We're not as knowledgeable as we thought. I think this King of Pentacles going to a Page of Pentacles represents the actions of a particular person, where they thought they knew everything, they thought they had the situation under control, and then all of a sudden they get knocked down to a Page of Pentacles. And I think that's very relevant, that you go into a situation thinking it's one thing, and then it throws you for a loop and sort of knocks you back a little bit. That's how I'm interpreting this. And it could be a conflict as well. There are many different interpretations for the different situations that many of you Cancer signs are finding yourselves into. But I definitely see a conflict. The fact that we have a King of Pentacles reversed next to a Page of Pentacles. So I think these two cards are revealing to me how a particular situation fell through, or how a particular situation played out. That maybe you thought, Cancer, things were going well, and this could be on the financial front, and then you find out that your finances are not as great as you thought they were, and you have to start over. That's another interpretation. But even if this wasn't about finances, once again, this seems to be about someone who's lost, who's out of control, who has no discipline, who's not thinking straight. And then this Page of Pentacles, we go to the energy of the Page of Pentacles to where we need to fall back and start thinking rationally. And once again, this also represents an important message. Okay, and I think this message has a lot to do with this King of Pentacles in reverse. All right. The Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles here, this is about having an attachment or wanting something very badly and you're waiting for it. So when this is in reverse, obviously there might be a delay with a particular outcome that you want very badly. And it's interesting we have all these wands showing up. I will get to those as well. Then we get to an Eight of Pentacles. It's interesting that the 7 is followed by the 8. And this Eight of Pentacles usually means being productive, getting to work, being focused, but there's still a lack of focus. So these pentacles in reverse are telling me that there's some type of either financial goal or opportunity or a plan that's not working out for you. You're waiting, you're trying to work things out, and they are not going to plan as you would think, especially because maybe of this King of Pentacles that I'm looking at here. That this King of Pentacles has become an obstacle. Maybe this King of Pentacles is causing the delays. It's this King of Pentacles who is not focused or getting things done. And this is in your future. So I think it's interesting. I think I had another reading to where, which was it? It wasn't Pisces. It could have been Aries that had like 6 pentacles out of 10 cards. So for some reason, pentacles, especially as we head into September, which is the sun sign of Virgo, most of the Virgos, and it's the fall. Pentacles are related to the earth, but it's also represented by the season of autumn. So maybe this is why pentacles are showing up for everybody. Okay. The pentacles are sort of giving a timeline of what's happening in the next couple of months as summer comes to a close and we head into pentacles. All right. So that's the pentacles energy. In the middle of your spread, you have a 9 of Wands. This is a card of feeling insecure. You see this woman feeling very defensive and helpless. There's an outcome that's keeping you in suspense. And when this is in reverse, it can actually mean that maybe all these fears about something going wrong. Maybe there is an obstacle that you are dealing with that you are hoping would not happen, but they've shown up. And so it's interesting also, the 7 of Pentacles is a card about things happening, waiting. 8 of Wands is also about speed and things happening quickly, and this is reversed. So you have 2 cards on either side of this 9 of Wands that are indicating delays and waiting and being frustrated. Okay. So as we head into this last row into your future, we have the 8 of Pentacles. And as I've explained, this is about discipline and focus, getting to work, solving problems. But when it's reversed, it's definitely indicating a lack of discipline, lack of ambition, not being able to get things off the ground here. And once again, I'm thinking this has a lot to do with this king here, which can represent someone in your life. This King of Swords is very smart. This could actually represent the same person, wisdom. I get a feeling this King of Swords is putting his foot down for some reason. And this is why the Queen of Cups is reversed and out of whack. Maybe this Queen of Cups feels emotionally distant. Considering that this is your energy, Cancer, that the things that are happening with this 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Swords, I think maybe this King of Swords is representing a discussion or a new direction that someone is taking that is not going to make you very happy. You know, it's almost as if this King of Pentacles is floundering and not being committed, or maybe a financial situation is in chaos. And then this King of Swords comes around and like, well, here's the solution that I've come up with for these pentacles. And it ends up making you very unhappy. You know, emotionally, you're not finding happiness in that situation. You're not happy. Maybe you're not happy with a financial situation, but going back to the relationship issue, you know, it could mean that things are not working out as you planned with this King of Swords, this King of Pentacles that's in your life. Now, if this is 2 different people, these kings could also represent 2 different people, then what I'm definitely seeing here is, with this King of Swords, for those of you who might be moving or transitioning to a new relationship, maybe you're not going to find as much happiness as you would like with this King of Swords. This King of Swords is also all about power. In the way the King of Swords is using this power is clearly reversing the energy of this Queen of Cups. So, yeah, a lot of emotional downswings for you coming up, Cancer. But let me look at your outcome card. I'm going to shuffle for that. The card flipped over. I don't know what card that was. Sometimes when cards flip over, instead of falling out, they're giving like a subtle hint here. The Hermit was what flipped over. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut the cards. Okay, so I have the shadow side. In traditional tarot, this also represents the devil. And this is about the darkness. There's light and darkness in all aspects of our personality and situations. And this means that temporarily things might get a little difficult in this relationship. And I think the darkness has a lot to do with your emotional downswing here. That you might not feel connected to your life or happiness. That this relationship has put you through a lot. It also means that maybe you're adjusting to a lot of changes. That these perpetual problems going on with the pentacles are dragging you down emotionally. They will be dragging you down emotionally. The darkness, the shadow side that's appearing as your outcome is the tarot saying to you, there will be some things that will come to light. The shadow side is now appearing. You still have certain light. You see these people afraid of the light. They're down here in the depths of this dark cave with Lucifer or Satan or the devil. And the light is coming and they're blinded by the light. They're actually hiding from the light. And so maybe the shadow side is bringing certain issues and things to light, or will be coming to light, that will be difficult for you and a particular partner to deal with. But the thing is, you do have to deal with this. This light is shining through, and it's illuminating all the issues and problems that you've been dealing with throughout with these pentacles. So I don't think you should see this as a bad thing. I think that this shadow side, sort of like night and day, this shadow side will be happening in your life, but it's only temporary. And the purpose of the shadow side is to heal and resolve issues, not necessarily to extend them. And sometimes we do need to deal with the darkness for a period of time in order to come back to the light with new clarity. Okay? So don't see this as a bad thing, Cancer. But whatever these issues are that seem to be avoided or anticipated, they will be coming to the forefront here. But I don't think you should be afraid of that. I think that this darkness, the shadow side that's coming through, is simply an opportunity to finally get these pentacles in order and turn them upright again. Okay? So that was your reading, Cancer. And as always, thanks to everybody for your support, your donations, allowing me to read for you. If you're interested in getting a reading, by all means, look in the description of the video or go to tarotbyair.com and make an appointment. I would love to read for you. So take care. I hope you had a wonderful summer, and I will see you on YouTube.